Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And yes, we are indeed back. And a very good morning to all of you, and all of you a very happy Wednesday. In today's program, I want to talk about a certain incoming speech due later today, which the market has got itself extremely excited about, plus a little bit of development with poor old Apple. But before I get into all of that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So yeah, the big thing today, even though we have got, say, EU CPI coming in about 11 minutes, but the real big thing today is Ka-Powell. That's right, what I call J Powell. Ka-Powell is speaking today at 6:30 p.m. UTC, and the market has got extremely excited about this, and I'll tell you why. Now, he's speaking at the Brookings Institution, okay, and the subject of his speech, or his topic he will be talking about, brace yourself, is the outlook for the economy, the changing labor market, and inflation. He's going to be talking about inflation. And the market has got himself, is waiting with this event with bated breath because they want to see what he says about inflation. Is he convinced that we're finally seeing inflation cool? Don't forget, the last reading on CPI was 7.7, a lot lower than anticipated, was anticipated at 8.2. And of course, the core was 6.3. Anticipation of that was 6.4%. So, hey, good to see you back. Hey, good to see you too. I hope you're well. Just had a little bit of a break. That's all, but I'm back now. But like I was saying, yeah, so he's really, really high in anticipation of this. Because this, several things what the market are going to be looking for. A, is he going to say, we are going to start slowing down the rate of increases? Is he going to underline the fact that they're only going to do a 50 basic point rate hike in December? And more importantly, which I think is more important, okay, what's he going to say about how high interest rates are going to go? Because don't forget, at Jackson Hole Symposium, he disappointed the market, okay? At the FOMC press conference, the last one, he disappointed the market. So what's he going to say today, okay? Is he going to say that inflation, they may start slowing down the increments, but the interest rate, where's it going to go? Are they going to keep it 5.25, or is he going to go even higher? That is what the market is really scared about. Don't forget, James Bullard 2 weeks ago, he said interest rates should be between 5 to 7%. 5 to 7% scared the market, okay? Is Ka-Powell, like I call him, J Powell, is he going to say something similar? Is he going to go and say the terminal rate is going to be higher than originally anticipated? So this is what they're going to be really, really anticipating. Plus, he's going to have question and answers. But today, it's all about this. They're all waiting to see what Ka-Powell says. Because every time he has spoken, he has disinflated the market. Okay, and don't forget, the market has had a little bit of a rally on the back of that CPI reading. But this could go horribly wrong. The markets actually see a 67.5% chance of a 50 basic point rate hike in December. 67.5 sounds quite high, but that still means there is still a chance that the Fed may do a fifth straight hike of 75 in December. But like I said, I think like the majority of people, they're going to go 50. But more importantly, like I say, what Ka-Powell says today is all going to be about really where's the rate going to be, when they're going to stop. Is it going to be 5.25? Originally, the market had priced in 4.75. That's originally how they thought. But now it's pretty much, because inflation is cooling, but it's not coming down aggressively. Yes, the headline 7.7, but you could put that down to the fall in oil prices. But the core is still 6.3. That's not that low. That's still only the level it was back in July. So it's not, it's no time to get the bunting out to celebrate. So it's still time for it to drop. But yeah, 5 to 7%. That's what James Bullard said. What will Ka-Powell say tonight about that? If he says something like this, then you can really see the market potentially spook. Like I say, this is happening today at 6:30 p.m. UTC. So let's keep our ears out for that and see what he says. And see indeed if words can indeed hurt the market. Before that, building up to that, of course, before he speaks, we've got some key US data coming out as well. US ADP employment change. Don't forget, many people say that's like they look at that and say guess what the NFP number could be. I never really see the connection between the two, to be honest. But that's due at 1:15 p.m. UTC today. Expectation is to show that the labor market is beginning to slow down. Expectation is for it to come in at 200,000. The previous number was 239. Plus, we do have the gross domestic product as well, but that's only the preliminary. That's expectations 2.6. Previous is 2.6. But really, it's all about Powell today. All about Ka-Powell. Before I go on to looking at the markets and a couple of other things, I got something else to share with you, which is just as it is. I'm a big fan of the Elliott wave theory as well, by the way.
Let's go.
Very big fan.
I traded the DAX in the morning. Showed some really good signs of volatility as well.
Anyway.
Join James and Stefanos every Wednesday at 1800 UTC for another lesson at Tixee Trading School, your key to a better understanding of the financial markets.
That's right. We got the next episode of the tixeeLive Presents Trading School tonight. Tonight's subject is going to be understanding currency correlations. Now, I did a hashtag episode, Ask James on this a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be a lot more in depth. Okay, we're going to go into a lot more detail about this, looking at hedging as well with currency correlations, a lot more detail. Don't forget the hashtags are little bite-sized pieces. The trading school, we go into a lot more detail. Plus, I'll be obviously discussing it with my good friend and fellow market junkie and colleague, Stefanos. So please come along and join us for this. It is obviously a free event. It's at 6 p.m. UTC. It won't be on YouTube straight away, though it's live, because tixeeLive does mean live, then, don't forget that. But anyway, it's still there. If you want to join the event, click on the link on the description below, and I hope to see you tonight. Anyway, another story I want to move on to, I want to talk about, is Apple. Apple is really going through the mill at the moment. Okay, the mill at the moment. The actual share price fell 2.1% yesterday, and that's the second straight day of losses. In fact, Apple is under so much pressure at the moment for several reasons. A, the China COVID cases continue to rise. And don't forget, they have a massive plant in China. Massive plant. In fact, yesterday, China recorded 37,000 new cases of COVID-19. And don't forget, China has a zero tolerance when it comes to COVID. So there's going to be more lockdowns on the way. So lockdowns is obviously going to affect production. Plus, they don't forget they're dealing with protests at one of their massive plants, run by Foxconn. So they've got a lot of pressure on them at the moment. And like I say, this year we've seen quite a few of the big tech companies fall out the $1 trillion club. There's only 3 left now. Apple being one of them, Microsoft and Google. Can Apple stay in the club? But they're still at the top at the moment, so they're a long way to go before they fall out the $1 trillion club. But obviously, this is weighing down on them a lot. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the markets. Let's look see where Apple is. Like I say, it's had 2 straight days of losses. Like I say, let's have a look here. Yeah, so there we can see we're on 2 straight days. Currently closed yesterday at $140. $140.63. Obviously, as we get more developments with COVID, it'll be interesting to see how this opens today. On currencies, like I say, everything's still keeping in a reasonably buoyant mood. This is on the euro dollar. After that, we've had a little bit of a bounce back. We've had a weaker dollar. Euro is still massively capped, though, at 1.03882 as a potential area of interest. But like I say, this is going to be really waiting for Ka-Powell today. The sterling is pretty much the same as well, as you can see. Also really capped around that 200-day moving average, 1.200, where it's trading now. On a daily, to get a better picture, we can have a look, a longer term. Yeah, 121.092 is a key area for me. And it's still around that 200-day moving average as well. Dollar yen. Now, this is going to be an interesting one to watch, okay? I'm seeing a key potential support, potentially, around the 38.2 Fibonacci ratio, which is around about 137.01, currently trading at 138.80. Interesting, again, to see what Ka-Powell does and see how this affects this pair. Don't forget, we've had a long uptrend on this pair. But since then, since we've had that poor CPI reading or lower CPI reading, obviously the dollar's been under pressure. And one more thing, well, two more things. Let's look at gold, of course. It wouldn't be a tixeeLive episode if we didn't look at gold. Capped around that area of $1,759.59. That's where it's stuck at the moment. Key level. It's trading just above it at the moment, but it needs to break through that level massively. We've had 2 days against the yellow metal, though, so it is benefiting slightly from a weaker dollar. So let's see. S&P 500 as well, still under that 4,000 point level. Can't break through that 200-day moving average of around about 4,017 points. That's the key level for the S&P 500. Other events to come. Like I said, we have ADP employment today, US GDP, Ka-Powell. It's all about Ka-Powell. And of course, we have US non-farm payroll on Friday. It's supposed to come in potentially as a negative number. And for that, I will be doing a watch along of the event. So please come and join me for that. Indices as they currently stand. FTSE in the green, 0.37%. DAX currently trading in the green, 0.25%. 0.50 currently trading in the green, 0.46%. So there we have it. All about Ka-Powell today. All about him and what he has to say. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish, or simply say hello or share with me your opinion. Entirely up to you. Yes, I'm always here whenever you want to ask questions. If you think of a question later, okay, you can put it in the comments section, either on Facebook or YouTube. I will see them and I will reply to them next time I go live on air, which will be, of course, obviously tonight for the tixeeLive Trading School, but again, will be tomorrow around 8:30, 9:30 a.m. UTC, and of course tomorrow we'll do the US session as well at 3 p.m. UTC. So please come and join me for that. Okie dokie. If there is no questions, not a problem. Not a problem. Like I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and you enjoyed this little episode, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you enjoyed this little video, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time when I'm going live. If you enjoyed this video, find it useful and interesting, and you put up with me, then give me one of these. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Anyway, 1 second. Did you say that your trading school will be available on YouTube? It will be available later in about 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, it won't be live on YouTube. Basically, we do it live on a separate format, a separate platform, and it's exclusive for those who register. So they get it firsthand. And then 2 weeks later, we'll put it up on YouTube, but it won't be live on YouTube. But it will be live tonight. So if you want to come along and watch it live, come and click the little link in the description below. It'd be nice to see you all there. It'd be really nice. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Anyway, till next time, as I always say, remember, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, there are the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.